back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. We got a great show for you tonight, everyone. Please remember to like and smash the follow button. Leave a comment if you have any questions. We got a lot of great topics we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the 600,000 Chinese nationals who are about to invade our nation. We'll also talk about the school shooting hoaxes that have been happening across college campuses recently among opening week festivities. We'll talk about the double tap attack that killed 4 journalists in the Gaza Strip. One of the most corrupt things to happen, and it happened right on live TV. We'll talk about why this movement is so important. We'll talk about a real shooting that happened at a high school today. Brian Kohberger, Rampage Jackson, and much more. So please tune in for the show today. Remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment if you have any questions. We're going to get right into the show tonight, folks. Our first topic we have today is the 600,000 Chinese nationals that Donald Trump is allowing to come to school and work in America. Donald Trump, who effectively posed himself as this excellent negotiator, and I believed it, can't even negotiate a trade deal with China without accepting 600,000 Chinese spies. And for anyone who doesn't think these are Chinese spies, I'm going to introduce you to a Chinese law that says that any Chinese person who travels outside of China to a foreign nation, if they're asked by a Chinese official within their government any questions about that nation, people they interacted with, or anything, or are told to do anything by that government official, they have to do it. That is a spy. If they have to do anything government officials tell them when they're in America, if they have to report on everything they saw in America back to the Chinese government, that is a spy operation that Donald Trump is allowing on our soil. And no, even if that wasn't the case, I still do not want 600,000 Chinese immigrants to come to take the spots at colleges that Americans should have, to take the spots in jobs that Americans should have. I'm sick and tired of all our labor being shipped over to China. I'm sick and tired of all our labor in America being work visas. I'm sick and tired of China, and all the negative things that comes with it. The fact that 600,000 Chinese nationals are coming to our nation when Donald Trump stood in front of Americans and said that America first will be our credo. No longer will we allow the mass invasion in our country. What is 600,000 Chinese nationals? We're basically at war with China, a generational war that we are losing. They're invading our nation in real time. Not only have they done it with our farmland, mass purchasing our farmland strategically placed around our military bases, which they're just now starting to ban. But no, that's not good enough. They need to take over our college campuses too. They need to take over our workplaces as well. Americans aren't good enough for these universities and for the jobs. We need to bring in the Chinese nationals. It's imperative to American security and success, according to Donald Trump and Howard Lutnick defending this on Fox News like it's a good thing. You guys tell me you're going to deport 11 million illegal immigrants and then you bring in 500,000 Chinese ones? What the fuck is that about? How is that okay? How is that America first in any way? It's not. It's not helping my generation. It's not helping the young white men who can't get a job because of DEI and immigration. It's not fucking helping them. It's not helping my country out. That's bullshit. The Republicans, the Democrats have sold us out. It is time that we actually speak up against this. It's time that we speak up against the corruption and tyranny. They are literally allowing the mass invasion of our country, the great replacement of our society. They're replacing us in our jobs. They're replacing us in our society. They're replacing us in our colleges. And they want us to stand by and let it all happen. That's why they want to push socialism so far fucking down your throat. Because you're way more likely to just accept it in a socialist society. I'm not here to accept that. I want an American national society. I want a society that actually stands up for what it believes in, has Christian values in it. I want a society that doesn't take in 600,000 Chinese spies into their schools and into their workplace to infiltrate their society, make it worse, make it effectively more dangerous for Americans. It's not more dangerous because Asians commit more crimes or Chinese people commit more crimes. The opposite is actually true. It's more dangerous in the long-term generational war we are in with China. I speak about this constantly, and we need to be aware of it. We are in this long-term generational war that we are losing, and we will continue to lose as long as we don't grow America through population, through birth and population. If we grow America through immigration, we will lose all sense of what America is, a shared identity, a shared culture, and we will be a weak nation, a very weak nation. We are already trending in that direction. No matter how many times they want to tell you we are a strong, cohesive nation, no, we are not. When you import the entire third world into your country, you become the third world. And that's what America is starting to become. Look at New York, look at Chicago, look at LA. You cannot walk around your greatest cities at night as a woman or even as a man. Do you want to have a rifle put in your face and have your car taken from you? I fucking don't. That's why I don't go to Chicago. Do you want to get burned alive on a subway? No, I don't. That's why I try and stay away from the subways in New York. It is fucking disgusting and dirty what these criminals do, what these immigrants do when they come in our country, these criminal immigrants, these gang members who have no sense of American identity. They do not assimilate into our culture. They don't recognize our laws. They don't want to protect our Constitution. And even the immigrants who do follow the law, very few of them want to uphold the Constitution. I think it's like 27%. That's a scary statistic because if we keep importing them, eventually America will stop being America. What keeps America America are founding documents. If literally everyone we bring into the country opposes those founding documents, we are eventually going to lose that. We are going to be in a civil war. We are going to be in a war we don't want to be in. And another thing besides that, the Middle East as well. I have been alive for 26 years. The Middle East has been a shit show since before the day I was born, well before, and it will continue to be a shit show till well after I die. I don't think anyone from the Middle East should be coming to America. I don't feel bad saying that. Nobody from the Middle East should be coming to America. I don't want that shit in my country. If you guys can't figure it the fuck out over there, what makes you think I want that here? I don't want you fucking fighting in my streets. I don't want terrorist acts in my streets. I don't want Muslims killing Jews in America and Jews killing Muslims in America. I don't fucking want any of it. I really don't. I want the entire Middle East to stay the fuck out of America. I really want the entire world to stay the fuck out of America, except for very, very few places and people. I think it's necessary sometimes to have immigrants come into your nation for certain school things, for certain jobs, but generally it's not that necessary right now. Right now, immigrants are not doing us any good. In 1920s, when the Italians and the Irish came over here and they built all our greatest cities, it mattered. It did something for America. It made America better. How is firing 1 million American-born citizens and replacing them with 1 million people who were born in India who immigrated to America with a work visa, how the fuck is that better for America? How is that better for the economy? Just because the GDP's up, how is that better for the economy? How's that better for the American man who worked his entire fucking life and then got fired and replaced by a guy who barely fucking speaks English and doesn't believe our Constitution holds value? How does that feel to him? How does that feel to his fucking kids who have to watch that? It's demoralizing. It's dehumanizing. It's disgusting what these people are doing, what these greedy, corrupt corporations in America, the way they're abusing immigrant labor. They're abusing immigrant labor constantly. The only reason we have a mass influx of illegal and legal immigration is not because the politicians actually give a fuck about you. They're using you as pawns. And beyond that, you want to know why? Because the politicians are taking donations from big corporations who abuse the fuck out of your labor. Look at all the companies who hire immigrants. Look at all the companies who donate to these politicians. It's fucking parallel lines. They are the same companies. The same companies who are selling your fucking soul, acting like they are the good ones on social media, calling you misogynistic, racist, and a Nazi whenever you speak your fucking mind. The woke bullshit agenda. We're not going to stand for it anymore. By hell or high water, this country will be ours one day. America first is inevitable. We are taking it back. We are not going to stand by while 600,000 Chinese nationals pour over our fucking borders. We're not going to stand by while Somalians rape women in our country. We're not going to stand by while we have a fucking socialist Muslim who is taking over New York City. I'm not going to stand by through any of it. It's disgusting. I'm not going to stand by while we're funding Israel's war. I'm not going to stand by while we're sending money all over the damn world. We can't get a fucking trade deal without accepting 600,000 more spies. Fuck that. Fuck that. It's just so upsetting that we were scammed. I was scammed. I feel like a moron. There's the ESPN. We all know that one. I'm going to go on to our next topic, though. That came at a good time. Let's go on to the topic of the false flag shootings. Or not false flag, hoax shootings. I guess that's a better... I feel like it's going to end up in something weird like a false flag, though. 3 different occasions on 3 major universities across the United States, active shooters have been reported when not a single bullet has been fired and not a single person with a gun was even on the campus. These are massive problems. something like this is leading to it scares you. Like when you have the same thing happen like 3 times in a row within a week, it's like, okay, like what's about to happen? Is something really bad about to happen? It gives you that uneasy feeling. But 3 different instances, Villanova, Tennessee, and University of South Carolina. The South Carolina one, the guy had an umbrella. I am not exactly sure what the other 2 were, but people reported they could have been swatting as well. But people reported that there were active shooters on campus. Texts went out to all the students that active shooters were on campus. Kids sprinted from their classrooms, from the theater hall, from parties, wherever they were at, back to their houses. Sprinted. It was mass chaos on these campuses for a very short period of time until they were able to figure out that there was no shooter at all, that it was all a hoax. It's very, very scary. We need to get these things under control. I don't know, ever since the Vegas shooting, I really get nervous whenever weird things start happening like this. Vegas had just too many weird things and they never investigated it and they never will, and we'll probably never get any real answers about what happened there, even though it's one of the biggest conspiracies in America. But when you have 3 in a week, 3 very specific similar instances where, active shooters are reported in similar parts of the campus on 3 different campuses, all within the same week. Is it a test? Are they testing reactions? What are they doing? I don't know, but I'm praying for everybody who is in college. I'm praying for their safety. I'm praying that colleges also just get it the fuck together and get more armed security on their campuses, more armed police officers in schools as well. It would be very important to have these. People want to say that police would make people feel less safe in school. No offense, you're really fucking stupid if you think that. You should really examine yourself if you think that. You should take an IQ test or just, I don't know, maybe you go drink some fucking water or something. Like, I don't know. You have to be really dumb to think a police officer in the school is going to be more dangerous for your safety than less dangerous. I'm going to go on to our next subject, though. We're going to talk about this terrible, terrible attack that happened between Israel and Gaza. I'm actually going to show a couple videos as well, because this actually happened on live TV. That's one of the craziest things about today's day and age is every war is on TV. Every war is on social media. You cannot escape war crimes when they are live on television. You cannot escape war crimes when they are live on TikTok. I'm going to play 2 videos for you guys. And then right out, I'll play them, one at a time, talk about them in between. But after, we'll talk about the whole thing all together. But the first video I'm going to show you is right here. So they bombed this building. They're coming to show that the people who were killed there were the journalists. Then the medical people, people who want to come document the destruction, then come. And then look what they do. That is a common move in war, and it's a very corrupt move the way they're doing it. And it's very corrupt when anyone uses it in this way. What they're doing is a double tap attack. So they attack that building. They kill multiple people. You could see the camera that's fallen apart from the journalist who is holding the camera, broken laptop equipment and wires. Then when medical staff, when EMS, not EMS, whatever they have over there, when medical staff, when, different people who want to help, soldiers, people like that come into the area, they then drop another attack. This is very corrupt because, as we can see on camera, those people were unarmed civilians. All those people were unarmed. I did not see a single gun. I didn't see a grenade. I didn't see an RPG. Nothing about those people made me think they were terrorists. Nothing about looking at the people in that video. I have a huge problem with what just happened there. And if you don't, I question the morality of what you're seeing versus me. Like, do you have the same eyes as me? We just watched multiple people die on camera, on live television, who were unarmed, who weren't doing anything. And they were holding the cameras of people who died before them, also unarmed, documenting the brutalities of war. Is it clicking yet that this entire thing is disgusting? That this war is disgusting? Is it clicking yet that 3 years later, this war is still happening and that we're still funding it to the tune of $3.8 billion a year that is all getting funneled back to big corporations? Is it hitting yet, guys? Do you feel it yet? Are we ready? Do we feel happy yet? Did we win yet? Is this the golden age of America? Is this the golden age Donald Trump talks about? Because I'm not feeling very golden, guys. I don't know about you. I want to talk about this and watch the second video as well. This one's very heartbreaking to watch. Again, this is a child. You can see him hiding behind the sandhill as bullets fly. I don't know about you, but those people don't look armed to me. They don't look like soldiers to me. They don't look like they look like people trying to get food and aid. That looks like one of the aid sites. It looks like they're shooting people at the aid sites is what it looks like. Wow. I don't know how anyone watches these videos and currently is still supporting what Israel is doing. It is impossible to support. I even, after my episodes last week, I was like, I've been going pretty heavy on Israel. Maybe I'll give it a break for a little. And then I saw this, and then they just did this on live fucking TV. On live TV. On live TV, they decided to kill multiple journalists. Again, welcome to the golden age of America. The golden age of Israel, actually, because that's what we should just call it, the United States of Israel. We're practically owned by them. We send them $300 billion. They have done very corrupt acts. As we're seeing on camera, no one is condemning it within the American government because they're all funded by AIPAC and Israeli lobbyist groups. I hope you guys, I don't know. I just feel uneasy still after watching those videos. It makes me sad. Because it's not even like, I don't know. When I do my show, it's not about just like calling out the corruption, and that's a big part of it. It's not just about like pushing my personal agenda. It's about speaking to the people. It's about speaking to the people who have been lied to. It's about speaking to the people like me who feels like they were taught one thing in school and then learned a completely different thing when they started educating themselves. It's about people who, as they grew older in life, realized that they saw things differently from everyone else around them. They were able to see things that other people couldn't, like the Matrix. You take the red pill and you see everything. You see what's wrong. You see where the problems are stemming from. You look at lobbying. You look at the funding. You look at the Heritage Foundation. You look at J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel. You look at Rupert Murdoch. You look at all these people, and you don't see the same thing everyone else sees. People look at J.D. Vance and they see this sweet little guy from Appalachia who thought he was misinformed about Trump and then became red pilled, when in reality, he is the CIA plant from Peter Thiel. He still is probably has been agnostic to Trump the entire time, or whether or not he likes him or not, it doesn't even fucking matter. The entire goal is to get J.D. Vance as the president. The guy was a nobody in 2020, and now he's going to be the president in 2028. The guy's a CIA plant, Peter Thiel's puppet. But this show, it's about speaking to these people. It's about, and not just them. I want to educate the people who don't see it that way and let them see it that way. I want to feed them the red pill. If Nick Fuentes hasn't given you it yet, I would love to give you the red pill. I'm sure if you're watching my show, though, you have seen Myron, you have seen Nick Fuentes, you've seen Dan Bilzerian, you've seen these people speak about the Israel lobby. You've seen the corruption in real time. I mean, you're probably not tuning into my show unless you feel the same way I do. But they have to realize that if they continue to push down this path, if they continue to do things like this on TV and act like it's not happening, this isn't the 1970s anymore. Like, this stuff is documented. And it's not only me who's seeing, and other people in politics. There are children on social media, 12 and 13-year-olds who are seeing this, and they are siding with Gaza, and they don't know what the fuck Israel and Palestine is. They don't know the conflict. They don't understand it. All they know is they hate Israel, and they support Hamas in Gaza. That's what they know. That's what the 12-year-old liberals and the non-neocon conservative young children feel right now. They don't understand the geopolitics of the entire history since 1946 or whatever the fuck it was. They don't understand the different conflicts that have happened. All they understand is that they hate Israel. So what Bibi Netanyahu, what Donald Trump, what AIPAC, what the American government, Randy Fine, that fat ass fuck, what they do not realize, Randy Fine looks like he ate every other fucking member of Congress, that fat fuck. Sorry, I just had to say it another time. But what they do not realize is if you show these things and these kids see them, if you constantly tell kids you have to love Israel, if you tell people they have to do something, they're going to rebel against it. And then when you also take money from American funding to go to Israel when America is severely in debt and it's hurting the younger generations the most, that's the trifecta right there. You just created a generation of people who will stand against Israel. And it would be Israel's fault, Donald Trump's fault, AIPAC's fault, fat fuck Randy Fine, Mark Levine, Ben fucking Shapiro, all these people that I'm talking about. It would be their fault. Beyond just the corrupt, Israelites and all that, like, it would be those people's fault within America. If you do not want people to have this, not hatred, but this fear or this, I don't even know what the right word is, but yeah, almost fear. If you don't want them to have this fear of people in the Middle East, if you don't want them to have this fear of your country, don't do corrupt acts like war crimes on live television and TikTok. Do not kill unarmed women and children, because the people I'm seeing in these videos are not Hamas soldiers. Those are journalists. Those are unarmed civilians. They are Western journalists. They did not deserve to die. They were children of Jesus Christ. I do not accept the fact that Israel is killing these people unarmed and just saying, oopsie daisies, it was an accident, we missed. You could put a missile up a fucking camel's ass from thousands of miles away, and you're fucking telling me that you're missing, that you're accidentally hitting the only Catholic church, that you're constantly missing and striking civilians, that you specifically targeted the staircase where the fucking journalists go, where they have been documented to go to upload their videos on social media because it's the only place where they have a connection in the entire building. They targeted these journalists because they didn't want the message getting out of what's really happening over there, which is it is a genocide. By definition, it is a genocide what is happening over there. I don't care if you agree or disagree with that statement. It is true that by definition, it is a genocide what is happening in Israel right now. I do not like that. I am very sad about it because my tax dollars are funding it. If Israel wants to go commit a genocide, they should do it without America's help. I still wouldn't support it because I am a child of Jesus and I do not support the death of innocent civilians. But I at least can sleep better at night knowing my fucking tax dollars aren't funding a genocide, which it is right now and has been for years. I'm going to go on to our next topic. It's, that was a very emotional topic, probably one of our longest ones of the day. I do want to talk about this actual school shooting that happened, or I don't even know if we should call it a school shooting yet until we get further details. Happened near a school that we know of so far. I'm not trying to diminish anything. I'm just trying to accurately report. Happened near a high school in Minneapolis. 5 were shot. All were adults. 1 was killed near a high school. The person had a 30-round clip, emptied the magazine, and then it seems they did not reload and continue shooting, but fled the scene from there. They are still fleeing. Let me check as I'm speaking right now if they got caught, because I would like to report this as accurately as possible. One dead, 6 wounded, not 5 wounded. I'm sorry about that. It does not look like, yep, fled and is still at large. Wow. That's very scary. I pray for everyone's safety, for the recovery of those 6 injured people, and for the soul of the 1 lost soul. It is very sad when anything like this happens. We should all pray for these individuals and for that lost soul. I also want to pray that justice is brought to this individual, and not only are they able to arrest them, but prosecute this person to the fullest extent and hopefully give them the death penalty. It's very important to set strong messaging when it comes to these things. That's what they, it kind of brings us to our next topic a little about Brian Kohberger. I want to talk about what's happening in jail with him because they took that very seriously. They sentenced him to the rest of his life in prison He even asked for a transfer because he is scared that he is about to get raped and killed. He said he's getting a lot of threats that he's going to get raped and killed in jail. Here's my message to you, Brian. I hope you get raped every fucking night of your life. I hope you get stabbed like twice a day, but they don't kill you for like 3 more years. Then it's fine. I hope you get raped and stabbed every day for the next 3 years of your life, and then you get killed. I'll pray for forgiveness for saying that. I know it's not a very Catholic or Christian thing to say. But you're a murderer, and you are a very, very creepy, possibly rapey individual. I do not feel bad for you that you were in jail. I do not feel bad for your suffering. I actually feel great for Bubba, the guy down the cell from you who's going to rape your asshole wide open. Again, I will pray for forgiveness for thinking and saying that, but you deserve it. I'm not going to lie. You deserve it. I know this message won't get to you. I pray one day it does. I pray you see this, but Brian Kohberger, you deserved to be raped and killed in jail and live the rest of your life miserable and in fear. The same way you put those 4 individuals that you brutally murdered through one of the most bloody and horrific crime scenes those cops said they ever saw. You stalked these individuals. You only had like 18 contacts in your phone, you fucking creep. Brian Kohberger, again, one last time. I hope you, Brian Kohberger, get raped every day, multiple times by Bubba, the big guy down the hall, the Aryan brothers. I hope they all get a piece of your fucking ass. And then, like 3 years in, I hope they just kill you, very miserably. And to be honest, I don't even care how they kill you. If they torch you in the meantime, who gives? It could be quick, it could be long, I don't care. All I know is the rest of your life is going to suck, and those families can get some form of joy from that, and that makes me happy as an individual. But no, I will pray for my forgiveness for saying these things at the very least. And, you can pray that Bubba doesn't get to your ass every night, I guess, but let's go on to our last topic. I'm not going to keep talking about Brian Kohberger getting raped as much as I'd like to. Rampage Jackson, if you don't know who he is, Rampage Jackson's son, almost fucking killed a guy the other night in the ring. Anyone who knows anything about UFC, any kind of MMA, martial arts, whatever, you know how dangerous it can be to hit a person when they're unconscious. Rampage Jackson, in a staged event, a staged pro wrestling event, yes, it is real contact, but it is staged, decided that he wanted to just absolutely destroy this person. This person had hit him, I guess, earlier in the day, and he was told that he would be able to get his revenge later. He came in and body slammed him, just suplexed him, and knocked him out immediately. And then after that, delivered about 25 punches directly to this unconscious man's face, while 3 different people tried to pry him off, and only the last one was able to succeed. He fled. He should be charged. It is disgusting and immoral what happened. That is attempted murder. That would never be allowed in a real sanctioned fight. That would never be allowed in a WWE match or a real pro wrestling match. What happened there was attempted murder. It was disgusting. It happened on a live stream, and Rampage Jackson should be in jail for it. Maybe not for the rest of his life, but I would like to see at least a 1-year sentence. Maybe 3, and that's being light. That's being light. He beat the fuck out of this guy, and he was unconscious. He could have killed him. He's lucky he didn't fucking die, and the guy's in stable condition, because he would be in jail. This has been an emotional episode. A lot of different crazy topics. It's sad. I'm a MMA, UFC fan. It's sad when you see something like that, because, you understand, even just 2 hits to an unconscious head, it could change someone for life. You could fuck them up for life. 25? Oh, Lord, I pray for him. The last couple didn't really connect as well as the beginning, so that's the only upside to it, but still, it's not. He hit him at least 15 times in the fucking face. I do want to go over our topics today before we sign off for the show, and I'm going to see if there's any headlines that have popped up while I've been filming. We talked about the 600,000 Chinese nationals who are invading our nation, Chinese spies who are invading our nation. We talked about the 3 shooting hoaxes that happened at major college campuses. We talked about the double tap attack that Israel did on reporters, unarmed civilians, and women and children in the Gaza Strip. We talked about the real shooting that happened near a high school. We will have more details on that, and I'll report on that later in the week with an updated story. We also talked about how I want Brian Kohberger to get raped and killed in prison. Maybe if he wasn't bitching in the media, I wouldn't say that. Like, if he wasn't, like, saying, guys, I don't like it here. I don't want to be here. Like, what could I do to get out of here? If he wasn't, like, getting interviews from reporters and saying these quotes, I wouldn't be saying that. But this guy is literally like, guys, I'm scared. Get me out of here. Like, no, get raped and die. Fuck off. And then we have Rampage Jackson. We talked about that as well. Again, very disgusting what happened. I hope he is prosecuted, at least for a minimum sentence of 1 to 3 years. And I would like to actually see him have to pay some, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually in between on that. I was going to say pay some money to the guy. It's more like a mafia thing, though, like just giving the guy money. I don't know. Maybe. Like, it depends. I want to see, like, this guy should have a brain, a neurological study done. He should do it now, 5 years and then 10 years, and see what his brain is looking like. And obviously, he's a contact sport enthusiast. He's going to have some brain damage, but this had to add some. Again, someone who's been concussed saying this, someone who has done MMA, and someone who watches a lot of UFC, as that person, I just do not see how that does not lead to a, large amount of brain damage in the future unless something of a miracle happened. That's all the topics we have today. Let's see if there's any headlines that have popped up while we've been filming. Oh, wow. Okay. PBD interviewed Benjamin Netanyahu. We will go over that tomorrow or later this week. I will watch it, go over it with you. Let me see if there's any headlines. Yeah, like, if Trump urges Cracker Barrel to reverse woke rebrand. I spoke about this. I said, like, who cares? But it's like, people really do fucking care. It's crazy. I thought it was just like there were some people bitching about it, but people really care. And, like, I get it. Like, the logo and, like, the aesthetic of Cracker Barrel, it fits. But, like, I don't think that it was intentional outside of just, like, a rebrand. Like, Cracker Barrel was like an older person thing, not a younger person thing, or like people are trying to make it like a white thing. And it's like, I get that, like, mainly white people go there. Like, that's definitely a strong argument. It's not like a white restaurant, but I don't know. I don't think like the corporate headquarters was aimed that way with their intentions. I think it was just a shitty, stupid rebrand. And maybe I'm wrong. And if I am, I'll accept that and I'll change my position. But yeah, I mean, I don't love it, who gives a shit? It's just like, it's a fucking logo. Like, I haven't ate a Cracker Barrel in 5 fucking years. I probably won't for another 5. So it's like, I'm not going to think about it. Why am I going to waste my brain power? I just wasted 2 fucking minutes talking. That's all I'm going to give it. That's all the topics we have today. All the topics we have for the day. That's the show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment if you have any questions. Again, I'm still in the process of moving. On Monday, we will be back to the normal show as usual. We will also be doing the JD Vance deep dive, most likely next week, possibly towards the back half of next week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It just depends what the news looks like as the week goes on. But that's been the show today. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you all have a blessed day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.